and what do you do in the band?
My name is Drew, and I play bass in Divided by Friday.
My name is Jose, and I sing and play guitar in Divided by Friday.
What is the story or meaning behind the band Divided by Friday?
Our guitar player Matthew just made it up one night,
Yeah.
and I guess it's stuck.
Yeah, we were very young. We were, I think, 13 and 14. And so our name before that was Judgment Day. So Divided by Friday was like, oh yeah, that's way better. So that's the story behind the name.
What is the worst and best thing about being in a band?
The worst thing is
Loading
him.
in and
Actually, like the worst part
actually, now
about
that I think
love
about it,
music,
Jose,
but
he's
I just
really-
really don't like Drew. I don't think I like him too much.
The passion that I have for
Yeah.
music is not the passion that I
Yeah,
have for him.
the passion
I don't like
the
it at
love I
all.
have for music is equally as strong as the
Really-
hate I have for Drew.
Yeah, it's a mutual feeling.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we agree on.
I mean, we
is
can
the hate that
tolerate
we
each
have
other
for
if we have to, like,
But,
you know, like it's cool for
yeah.
promo pics, but at the end it's like, dude, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's like
next question.
Yeah.
Stop talking.
What's your favorite song to play live, and what's the favorite song from any CD?
Anyone that he doesn't sing
Yeah.
on.
What's your favorite? I hate that one. I think my favorite song to play live is right now. We've started playing a slower song called Face to Face, and it's kind of cool to play something a little bit different, and I don't have to play guitar on it, so I can interact with the crowd a little bit more. So I like to play that live. I think my favorite song that we've recorded thus far is probably Forget and Follow, just because it's the newest, and anytime we have something new come out, I automatically like it better than anything.
I'd say that one's my favorite to play.
Yeah.
Then
I said it was my favorite first, so
you said Face to Face.
so that's whatever.
What is sorry? Is there any new music coming out soon?
No, we're breaking up. I was joking.
Screw this band.
Yeah. There's actually a lot of writing that's going to be going on in the next month or so. When this tour is over, we're going to take time to actually just sit down and write a ton of songs. So hopefully in the next, I mean we can't really put a time frame on it yet officially. Hopefully in the next 5 years we'll have a new full length out. So yeah, I mean hopefully realistically.
That's a good amount of time to get a CD out.
Yeah. Realistically, in the next 6 months, hopefully something new will be out. Definitely something new will be out. So be looking for that whenever that comes out.
What's the worst and best thing about being on a record label?
The worst part about being on a record label is that we're on the same record label, so we have that in common with each other. And just having that.
Can we just
affiliation-
watch the beef?
Okay, fine. All right.
Get it over with.
All right. I think the best part about being on a record label is like having such good friends with
such
you
good friends, and
on the same label.
you get a lot of people respect you more or show more like they're
It's
they're
weird.
just nicer to you. They
Yeah, I don't
think
know why.
You're a step up when you're really not.
When you're really not,
You're just a
you're-
normal.
Yeah, you're making
regular
no money
band.
and nobody really cares about
Yeah.
your music, but for some reason people think you're awesome. No, I think the best part about being on a label is just having a team of people working for you towards the same goal that you're working for. So that's awesome. I think the worst part about being on a label is it's hard to say really. I mean,
The worst, it's not really I guess the worst part would be like we're like one of these smaller bands
Yeah,
on
that's
our
true.
label, and we don't like have as much say so in the
Yeah.
scores we get.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I don't know. I'd say
You
that's
kinda,
probably the best.
whenever you're not on a label, you kind of have more control of things, which is nice in a
Very
sense,
true.
because you know what's going on all the time. You know what's happening. You know, I don't know. It's just you know more when you're not on a label and you have more control over everything. And then when you're signed to a label, a lot of that responsibility gets taken away, which is nice in one sense, but sometimes you miss it.
Yeah. Who is not or should not be allowed to drive a band?
This guy.
I've never driven a van because
Not because I just recently got over the hate that I had for him, but he really should not drive a van.
I've never even wanted to. I've only gotten in one wreck,
I'm scared to ride in his car,
and it wasn't my fault or
much
anything,
less a huge van and trailer.
but
Like,
I couldn't get added to the insurance because I got a ticket for going 85 and 55. So yeah, I'm in the back chilling out all day. That's what I do.
I mean, I've only driven the van twice, but
Yeah.
it was it's good. I guess.
You made it. You made it through.
Yeah. We're here, so we did a good job.
What are 3 bands from the North Carolina area that are either friends of yours or you would love to promote?
And by love.
And by love.
They're from like 30 minutes away from us. We've been friends with those dudes for like, gosh, probably 4 or 5 years.
Oh man, since I even started the band.
Yeah.
Or like once I started playing in this band.
Yeah, we've always been friends with them. We're gonna interview over here, dude. But rude. But anyway, yeah, we
Assholes.
Yeah.
And by Love's definitely one.
Lakeview Drive.
Lakeview Drive, some
Our
other good friends. Also, let's see, what's the other band that I really like from North Carolina? There's just, I'm feeling like I'm leaving friends out. Like if I don't say it. Atlas. I like Atlas a lot.
Yeah. Atlas.
They're
sick.
phenomenal. They're just one of those bands that when you watch them, you're like, whoa. It's amazing. So yeah, those are 3 bands, and I'm sorry for anyone else that left out.
There are plenty of others, trust me. But she said 3. She wanted 3.
Sorry.
I have a place down in South Carolina. I feel like there's something to see that.
Down here in South
There.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not
You
gonna
have to find it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna crap talk like North Carolina or anything like that, but in the past few years, or in years past, the scene has kind of dwindled down. But I think it's kind of on its uptake. Georgia's way back up there, so.
I wanted to move down there, and I was like, I like music too much.
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
to shows way too often not to go to it
Yeah.
anymore.
It's tough, but I mean, we're getting there.
Occasionally there are good shows, and like it depends on what market and like
Yeah.
where the show is.
Absolutely.
So,
And the type of show, like,
yeah.
it's all, it's all variable upon what's happening at the time. So hopefully we can make it come back.
Hit or miss.
What's the most memorable show you had?
Ever?
This one, the first time we ever played the
Oh,
Middle
yeah.
East.
Oh,
is
okay.
was the
Was that-
craziest
that was like
show
5
we've
months
ever
ago,
played.
No.
No, it was in November.
Yeah, it was with The Story So Far, A Loss for Words,
And
Oh, the one
Lights.
that lost
Lights.
words got kicked out of the venue?
yeah, that was
SWAT team got
insane.
called.
They're no longer allowed to play the venue.
Yeah, that was our first time in Boston ever, or
Yeah.
Cambridge, and we were like, dude, what is going on?
I talk to those dudes every time. I talk to Mark, and I laugh at him every time. So I was like, yeah, not only are you guys the nicest people,
Yeah,
they're sweethearts. They're
I've
all
never
sweethearts.
expected you guys to get kicked out of a venue.
Yeah, it was crazy. That night I was doing merch, so I just watched the whole thing in full right in front of me. I was like, oh my god.
They almost kicked me out. It was
Yeah.
insane. Like I
Yeah,
was
it
just
was
standing
weird.
there. I didn't do anything.
It was real.
Maddie punched the security guard, right?
I don't know.
The
Nice
security
dude,
guard,
but-
like he like was pulling one of the kids
Yeah.
that like crowd surfed across the stage.
Yeah, but
They, like, punched him
I
in
didn't
the
see
face.
anybody. I didn't see anybody in Lost for Words hit anybody.
I heard
know.
that.
I didn't
That's
see
what I
anything.
heard is Maddie.
No, I didn't
That's
I didn't hear that.
That's not true. They wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
No.
That's not true.
I love it. It's real.
Yeah.
I don't want to be starting rumors either. So.
Yeah.
But so that was the most memorable. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done on stage?
I've knocked over our drummer's drum.
His entire drum set, basically.
entire drum set. It was our CD or
We
EP
called him
release
Reptar
show.
after that because he was just
Yeah.
on stage and he just falls all over everything.
Yeah, it was. Well, I have an excuse, kinda. Who was on that show? It's like the headliner kept their drums on stage
Oh, yeah.
on the riser, so our drummer had to put his drums
Yeah,
like in
I
front of the
remember.
riser. So there was like this much room between
Yeah.
like him and the drums, and I tried to like go between the two. And he backed up while I was going
Yeah,
through,
it
and then
didn't work out.
It did not,
It did not
work
work
out
out.
at all.
I think the most
So
embarrassing thing
embarrassing.
I've ever done, it's not been recent. It was like in years past. We were playing at a venue that kind of had like a double, like one level on stage and another level. But the other level wasn't just drum riser, it was like super big. So I was up there, like I jump off. It might have been before you even did the band, it was Balloon Beam. And like I jump off stage and I trip on my guitar cable and I just fall right on stage. And like, but the way I fell was so weird because like my feet went forward, but since it was 2 levels, it looked like I just sat down because my butt just hit the other level. So it was like, I'm gonna sit down now.
That was before I was in the
Yeah.
band, but I wish I could have
Yeah,
seen that.
and that's the only time I've ever fallen on stage, but it was super embarrassing. It was very bad.
If you could change your band's name, what would you change it to?
I'll change it to Highway 1, Exit 0. I don't know. Yeah, these are all just
The
random.
junior historians.
The junior
The junior historians.
D Moore. I don't know. We just sometimes we come up with just the most random names.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're funny,
Sometimes they're
sometimes
not.
they're just like just awful.
Yeah, there's one Freckle Lip. What's another
There are a
one?
ton.
Yeah,
If we named them all, we'd be on a record label called All Might Records.
All Might. And our drummer actually, we have a joint side project thing going on called Al City because his name's Alfonso. So Al City will be on All Night Records very soon. Check that out.
Keep your eyes peeled.
In a zombie attack, who would die first? Who would die last? And what
Drew would
weapon?
die first.
I would admit I would die first.
And Al would die last, I think.
Yeah.
Because
He would go mobile.
Yeah, Al would avoid conflict the best of anyone I know. And then if he had to, he would get real crazy.
Just
and
because, like,
shoot him. And, yeah.
Just my experience watching like scary movies with him, like his strategies that he would talk about watching the movies. He would, man, I would go mobile
Yeah.
in the woods. Like,
And Drew is the person who always does the thing that they shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Like he is a person like, oh, what's
And
that noise? Let's go over here and check
and
it out.
I'm always slow at everything
Yeah.
I do, so I always like to take
Yeah.
my time. Which I think if that were to
Yeah.
happen, it wouldn't be the
Oh
best
man, here
thing.
comes a zombie.
Yeah.
Alright, I have everything I need. Alright, now we can go. Yeah.
I'm the ginger. I always die first. It's true. Every horror movie that has gingers and they always die first.
I feel like I'd be like just the random dude who gets picked off like midway through. Nobody really knows what happens to him, but he's just not there.
Why he's just there?
Yeah.
Be there.
Hey, that guy's not around anymore.
They never explained where you went.
Yeah, I
what
just
happened to you.
disappeared. I'm just gone.
Just leave.
You have Facebook, MySpace.
Oh yeah.
Twitter.
We have all that.
Zanga, all that good. Live journal. I just joking. I don't have that. But yeah. Hey, hit us up on Facebook. It's just /Divided by Friday. Same for Twitter. Stickam.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So yeah, just find us on there. You can find us individually from all those sites. So do it. Absolutely. Thanks for
Any more
having us. Thanks for watching this. You've been able to witness me and Drew settle our differences, and I hope that was as refreshing for you as it was for us. So yeah.
Stay true to yourself. Be kind to others.
Thank you.